Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another DC comic review. And in this DC comic review, I will be reviewing Robin and Batman by Jeff Lemire with art by Dustin Usion. So, moving into first things first, as you can see I've got two covers here. One is the regular and the other is the variant, because I requested it through my LCS. The same with issue 3. So, moving into first things first. What do I rate these covers, and do they actually connect to something that's happening inside of the story? Sure enough, they both connect to something that's happening inside of the story. One more so towards the end of the story, and the other one towards around the beginning to middle of the story. So, for cover 1 on the left hand side, I gave it a 7 out of 10. And that one connects towards the end of the story in this issue. And for cover 2, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. And that's the one on the right hand side. I'll now show you the internal art using the variant cover. To which we'll get to have a look at the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So this is some of the art around the beginning of the story, and as you can see, you have Dick Grayson in the principal's office, and I must admit, the principal here sort of reminds me a little bit of how sometimes Hugo Strange is drawn. I'm just pointing it out, it's just something I noticed when looking at this. I'm probably not the only one that noticed it, but it's just how he looks in appearance-wise. Even though it's not Hugo Strange, it just reminded me of him. And as you've got here, you've got Alfred Pennyworth also at Dick Grayson's side. I'll now move towards the middle. Now this is some of the art towards the middle of the story. And whilst this is happening, Dick Grayson has been given a little mission to suss out the weaknesses of basically everyone he meets there, including of what would become the future Teen Titans. And last but not least, some of the art towards the end, and after they had travelled to basically the Justice League Watchtower of sorts. And of course we have Alfred Pennyworth batting again for Dick Grayson against some of Batman's bad decisions. So, moving into the internal art rating, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10, as it's been presently consistent in these first couple of issues. Now it's time to jump into the story and its rating. As those who already know and follow the channel, there are certain things that I like to follow and make sure that are in the stories to help make it a little bit more easy to understand what is happening in the story. First things first, were there any comic references? No, there wasn't. Was there any indication of time when some of this took place? No, there wasn't. But did it really affect the story that much? Not a lot. Locations. Now, with the locations, even though not all of them were pointed out, it was quite easy to make out where Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne travelled to as Batman and Robin, or Robin and Batman. Of course, there was the school, to which we had Alfred Pennyworth there. There was the Batcave. There was what was an early appearance of the early Watchtower. Then there was the Coast City Bank, to which we get to see like the early Teen Titans, saving some people. And last but not least, Gotham Academy. Cast of characters consisting of Dick Grayson, Robin, Alfred Pennyworth, of course Bruce Wayne. We ended up encountering Hawkman, Hawkgirl, many of the Justice League members, many of what would be seen as the early Teen Titans. We also encountered Croc and a character by the name of Calculator at the same time. For this story, I gave it an overall 7.5 out of 10. I'm looking forward to the conclusion, and I'm already wondering, will there be a sequel to this series? Even though it might be another 3 issues long, will there be a sequel to this series? Well, until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.